sometimes I get Spirit speaks to me in words, right? There's this connection I get to Spirit through words. And so sometimes there will be words that spontaneously pop into my consciousness, and with those words there are specific messages that are delivered. There's a word that keeps popping up for me, and I wanted to, it's been about a week or so, but I wanted to circle back because I didn't specifically have the time. I feel like Spirit wants me to look into this particular word that was placed before me. That word is attrition. And I looked into that word. That actually is a term that's usually used by businesses. It's how a business would go about allowing the actual amount of staff that they have to kind of dwindle down. Like as people would walk away from the job or leave the job for whatever reason, there is there's a non-hiring that happens after people walk away, that allows the actual overall amount of the staff for the company or the business, whatever it is, to kind of dwindle down, right? It's actually it's referring to a method, and through that non-replacement of staff, the company begins to get smaller and become less. But I feel like it could pertain to work, if that resonates. But I feel like this is more of an energy of a strategy that Spirit is talking about here. Overall, it's the lessening of effectiveness through attack or through pressure, right? And so I wanted to look into that because I felt like that's significant. That could be significant for someone. Attrition is the word that keeps popping up in my mind. And so I'm sitting down to just kind of tap into that energy and see what comes out with that. And so I'm gonna pull a few cards on it. For attrition, I almost feel like this could also pertain to, if this is specifically someone, there is a level of distraction coming in to get you off focus. That's what I'm feeling. There could be a level of distraction coming in through several different types of strategies, right? Attack or applying consistent pressure in an attempt to lessen the effectiveness of what it is that you're doing. But I wanted to tap in to see what it is that this is. All right, so let's do that. 1 second. So I wanted to look into actually which part of life this is actually speaking about, and I pulled the 9th house and the 11th house, and so this is actually talking about this is going to be dealing with the philosophy or how you see things, your ability to explore and look and be open to what else is out there, right? It's the philosophy, the area of philosophy and how you see things. In the 11th house, we're looking at your ability to connect, your ability to connect with and communicate for a larger purpose, right? It's the ability to really step outside of yourself and connect on a greater level. In the 11th house, talks about connections. So on a spiritual level, this could actually come in the form of being challenged to look outside of, or not succumb to what's being projected on you, right, by others. Or it could also be being able to connect on a greater level, like beyond what you know, beyond what you've experienced, beyond yourself. Mentally, this again is thinking philosophy, in terms of philosophy and the establishments that are currently in place. This could also talk about thinking of exploring your deeper hopes and dreams as well. Physically, this is actually doing it, not being held back by the restrictions, or actually doing something that's going to affect your future, I feel like is what this could be pertaining to. I did pull a few signs. I pulled Sagittarius and I pulled Leo. And so that's interesting because Sagittarius that definitely makes sense because Sagittarius is very idealistic. You'll find Sagittarius actually being very explorative, wanting to explore higher ideals, right? And kind of wanting to challenge the limits and the rules and wanting to get out. Sagittarius is a traveler, an explorer. That's the energy that Sagittarius brings to the reading. With Leo, this is more in line with leadership or pioneering of some kind, spiritually. Mentally, this is creativity or being the initiator or the creator of it. And physically, this is not being restricted and having the freedom to do as you perceive, right? And then for the planets, this aligns with the sun. The sun brings in demonstration spiritually. Mentally, it's a realization of whatever this could be that is presenting this situation where there's this challenge coming in, or this conflict in energy. And it's being challenged to actually step into that role. The sun brings in that energy. The sun actually aligns with the sign of Leo. And so those two cards came out in alignment for the reading. So I feel like this is very much talking about the energy of taking a lead in some type of way. There could be challenges coming in towards you right now in regards to that. And then I also pulled the South Node. And the South Node is actually being, I almost assimilate the South Node of being kind of in your comfort zone. It's not being challenged or not being in a position where you're able to step outside of the box created for you. Spiritually, this is being caught up in your memories, remembering from the past, and possibly the energy of being stuck there. Mentally, it's a calling to reconsider in some type of way, to free yourself from the past and to not be stuck there. It's okay to think in terms of the past, but it's a tool, right? It's not a state of being. It's something that we're able to look back on and learn from and use the lessons learned as we move forward more effectively. And it also, the South Node could also bring in the energy of stagnation and putting things off, not wanting to actually do it, finding excuses. And so this is the energy that came out at the start of this reading. I just wanted to kind of get an idea of what energies we're looking at. And so again, that energy around that word that was brought to me was, there is an energy of possibly wanting to come in and cause stagnation and cause some type of redirection, or if it's not redirection, it's just to lessen the effectiveness of what it is that's being done, of what you're doing right now. There's strategy here where there's the consistent pressure being applied or attack to lessen the effectiveness of what's being done. Let's see. I want to pull a few more just to get some more information. And to get even more into detail, I feel I pulled a few more. I got the prison waif and the resting tree. And I feel like this is really possibly pulling up old energies. First of all, I sense there is the energy currently of being in this resting space. This space where it's almost like the energy of after coming from a time of great challenge, or even coming from a moment of being in some type of battle. And when you come from battle, there's a season or a time of recuperation, or allowing yourself to rest and not do anything, or not, you know, avail yourself to be at service in any type of way. It's really a time of rest and recuperation, and of allowing yourself to be replenished, to be restored after everything that has just been extended, you know, within that time of extreme physical activity. And this could also be spiritual or mental. And so I feel like right now there is a time of just like patience and stillness, and kind of waiting for what's coming next, and allowing yourself to take this time to really just sit still and listen and attune to what's happening within yourself. This is also bringing up the energy of self-sabotage and poverty consciousness. And so that may very well be like part of this energy within this struggle that was in the past, that you're moving away from. And I feel like this is definitely, almost feels like a time of vacation, of being on retreat and retracted from everything and everyone, with the idea of understanding that there's things that need to be done, like obstacles that need to be overcome, and possibly dealing, you know, with energies coming towards you that try to make you do something that's outside of your own desire or your own will. I'm seeing that energy as well. I'm seeing the energy also, some type of relationship with possibly someone younger than you. This could be a younger woman. But I feel like mentally there is the being checked out You're checked out currently. And I'm getting the energy like after a long storm of some kind or some type of battle, you just being in kind of like a sabbatical season, you know, taking time to really take care of yourself and restore. I do feel like this has something to do with spirituality, spiritual love of some kind. This is really a time to keep the balance, to keep your life in balance and keep both your spiritual and your physical well, doing what you need to do to keep those parts of your being and your existence in a healthy state. This is really a time to be in tune with what you have to utilize and to live by, and be really, if I can use the word, shrewd when it comes to resources and your energy being a resource, your time being a resource, understanding the importance of the resources that you've been given and the importance of utilizing them wisely is what I'm feeling. But overall, I feel like there's the success here with overcoming whatever this challenge has been or whatever this is that's coming in. On the other side of that, we have the sun dancers and the sisters of seasons. And this brings in the energy, this really joyful activity on the other side of this rest or this challenge. If you have not found yourself there yet, I feel like this is shortly to come for you. This time of a celebration of life and abundance. And I'm almost hearing the words to enjoy the spoils, right? There's something that you have received or something that you are going to receive as you come through this challenge, this battle successfully. It's almost like you're going to be able to reap from the battle the spoils of war. You know, you're going to pull something out of this that's going to allow you to be in this very abundant, fruitful energy. This is actually a time of growth. The Sisters of Seasons talks about a cycle of growth. It's also a cycle of natural law, which immediate makes me think of karma and divine order. It's almost like something right now is actually being restored. It's something is being balanced out on your behalf right now through this. And it's going to land you in a time of a real carefree, lighthearted, kind type of energy is what I'm feeling, looking forward. Definitely with celebration and enjoyment. And so whatever this is, this energy, I feel like it's going to be utilized in the future as you move through this successfully, right? I always say, you know, with the things that we go through and the challenges that we have, like, you know, with everything, it's either a lesson or it's a blessing is what I'm hearing. But I feel like for whoever this is resonating with, it's going to be both, right? It's going to be a lesson and it's going to be a blessing, you know, when it's all said and done. And you're going to come out with definitely a greater perspective on how to operate. Come out with more clarity as well, is what I'm hearing. Let me get some tarot on this. So why is this energy, why is this even here? This energy of challenge coming towards my viewer, whoever this is resonating with. And so I have the Queen of Cups, Immediately I'm getting something to do with purpose. The Queen of Cups is very intuitive. This is the energy of being connected to people in a way that changes lives. You know, it's the energy of using the heart space and moving in your passion and being connected with things that align with your passion, so much so that it not only causes fulfillment in you from what you do, but also there's something that you're doing to change lives, to help people. You're plugging in and using your giftings and the things that you've been given naturally to operate in this life. You're using that to go out and make a difference in the world. Earlier, we had in one of the houses, it was the area of connection, going out and connecting with larger, having a larger span of connection available to you to go out and do. And then we also had earlier with Leo, it was leadership. It was stepping out and doing what you feel called to do from within your heart space. And so that could definitely be the reason, you know. It's almost like the energy, you kind of know when you're actually, you know, doing something that matters, because it's almost like you have a great sense of challenge in that area, or there's a great resistance to it. That's how you sometimes know that you're doing something that's going to make a difference. Something that matters is the fact that there is resistance, or there's a rising against it. You know, it's almost like that energy that I'm getting. I'm also getting the Death, which brings in the energy of change and transformation. And I'm being drawn to, in this card, the bird in the card that rises from the fire, right? Just when you thought it was dead, you know, just when you thought that nothing else could be done, it rises again from the fire, renewed, changed, transformed, stronger than ever. Let me find the name of this bird. How could I forget the name of the phoenix? It's the phoenix rising from the fire, rising from the ashes, right? And so it's that kind of energy, right? This could be something that's even ongoing. I'm sensing that as well. And so this could be definitely something that you're very aware of and attuned to, is what I'm getting. Then I have the Prince of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Two of Pentacles. And so and I also have the Sun again, right? And so why? I asked the question, why? And so in the response to that question, it's almost like there's a promise of something greater coming towards you. And it's almost the response of, you know, that whichever, you know, whatever that is that's against the progression, you know, not only of your soul, you know, that's against the progression of humanity, right? It's almost like that type of energy that's rising up, that doesn't want change to take place, to come in, that doesn't want this transformation of, you know, for the better half of, you know, the existence of humanity to take place. It's almost like that kind of energy coming in. And so I always find it interesting, you know, when you're able to kind of accept things as they are, even the negative energies that seem to want to attach themselves to you. Why? You don't know. And I feel like some things we're not meant to know, but I feel like somewhere along the line we understand how it played a part in helping us to stay on the right path, helping us to keep that fire under our you know what, to keep us moving. And so this may very well be something like that. I'm getting the energy of agitation as well. And so I feel like there's something that you are doing that's definitely causing a change. It's causing some type of transformation. It's causing a change of thought, like the way that something is thought about. There's a change coming in. There's a level of truth that's being brought in around this. And that seems to be the reason why this energy is trying to attach itself to you. There's something that's changing. There's a new way of possibly seeing things, possibly a new way of being coming in, that's offering a greater level of joy and enjoyment in life, especially with the sun here. The sun is definitely Leo energy again, but it talks about, this is actually one of the most fulfilling, this is one of the most happiest cards in the deck. And it brings a great level of fulfillment, almost to the point where, and I'm not talking about fulfillment of things like possessions, but this is talking about being, enjoying life, appreciating life. This is almost like the simplistic joy that a child gets when they get to just run free. Whenever I see this card, I immediately think of a child running butt naked through, through the yard. They're just happy to be free and able to move and run and do, whatever it is that they are spontaneously being led to do in that moment. And it's the joy of being in that particular moment, right? They don't even realize they're naked. They just are enjoying life. It's like almost a very pure, simple, innocent type of freedom and love for life, right? It's almost like that kind of energy. And there's something that almost does not want that to happen, because this energy is coming to try to thwart whatever it is that's happening here. Whatever it is that you could be contributing to this change that's coming in on behalf of humanity. And then the Two of Pentacles brings in the energy of choice. It brings in the energy of understanding that there's more, there's more. And it's almost like wanting to conceal that and to keep whatever this is small. It's that kind of energy that I'm getting. And so whatever this is, I feel like Spirit is bringing that out to your attention. So let's get some advice. Let's get some advice. So I feel like not only is this coming in for you, but this is something that's coming in for on a grander scale. That 11th house is talking about connecting to larger groups, larger communities, larger spans of area. And so that leads to, for me to believe that this is bigger than you. Well, before we do that, let's find out who is this? Who is this that's coming in with this energy of restriction? Who is this coming in with this energy of restriction? So we have the Justice. This could be a Libra. This could be someone that actually feels like that they have the right to decide, like this particular area of your life. They feel like they have the right to speak or decide on what that should be, right? Or it could be a Libra. This is someone that sits or places themselves in a position of judgment. We have the High Priestess. This could actually be someone who feels like they are in a position to make that call. The High Priestess is pretty big deal. This is someone who actually acts as, you know, the connection between the divine and someone else. And so they're positioned as the go-to person, right? So this could be someone that feels like they have a position to do that, that they're pretty high spiritually, pretty ranked, highly ranked spiritually and able to do that. The Knight of Pentacles. And the High Priestess is actually a Pisces. The Knight of Pentacles is could be someone who is possibly looking to make some type of benefit, wants in and wants to be able to make some type of benefit off of what it is that you're doing. And they want to come in and kind of stake a claim on it, right? And this could be, I don't know why I'm getting Capricorn, but it could be an earth sign, Capricorn, Scorpio, or Virgo. And then I have the Nine of Cups. It's someone who actually sees you in a very I don't want to say lucrative, because Cups doesn't talk about money. It doesn't talk about position. It talks more about the stature that you hold. And so this could be someone that sees you in a particular light. And it may cause for them, they may feel some kind of way about it. I don't know, right? But this is how they're seeing you. Page of Wands. I almost feel like this is some type of physical attraction that the Page of Wands is coming in on. This could be somebody that actually physically wants to touch you or connect with you physically in some type of way. With the Eight of Swords, this is air energy. This is possibly in the Strength card. This is someone that does not want you to actually be in this position of power, this position of being able to leverage what it is that you have. You know, it's someone that it's someone that's looking in and seeing things from their perspective, and they may feel like for whatever reason they need to intervene and stop it. You know, there's lots of reasons that go through people's heads that don't really make sense as to why they would send negativity your way, from a spiritual perspective, from a financial perspective, from an emotional perspective. There's all kinds of reasons, right? And it could be different for everybody that's resonating with this. It doesn't have to be one of those, and it doesn't have to be all of them. It could be any of these, though. And so, yeah. I'm getting religion, something to do with the law or a position of power. Definitely getting, it could be something to do with relationships, maybe a past relationship or something. It could be someone that's connected business-wise. That's what it could be too. Who knows, right? Anyway, we're not going to stay in that energy too long. So let's see what is in, let's see what's in the advice. What is in the advice? And so, not that this is a big thing. I think we are always confronted with some type of resistance or challenge, or, you know, times where people send negative energy our way or try to impose their particular way of doing things on us because they want some type of expected end. But unless we give in and submit to that, it doesn't mean anything. But I do feel like it's important. Many times it's important to know, because you want to make sure you know who to connect with and who not to connect with. Sometimes we connect with people when we don't know, we're not tapped in, and we don't understand who it is we have around us. We end up connecting with people who are actually rowing holes in the boat, right? And so that can potentially cause stagnation. It can potentially cause us to be short-circuited and not be able to reach the destination that's been set for us. And so, why is it important? Devil energy. So there's some, you could have someone around you that is not who they say they are, or someone who is pretending to be something that they're not. They're operating in an energy that would be counterproductive to what it is that you're doing. And so, let's see. What's in the advice? How should my viewer move forward from here? So I have the King of Pentacles. And so the energy, can you see that? I know that light is bright. The energy of the King of Pentacles is actually, so the reason why I like the King of Pentacles is very slow moving. Like, they're not in a rush to do anything. The King of Pentacles will sit back and will outweigh every last person in line just to make sure that what they're waiting for is actually what they want, right? Very stable energy, very intuitive, also very self-fulfilled and grounded in themselves, right? It's not that they need, but they may want, and they may be willing to take the time to do the work to really find out about what it is that they're wanting, to make sure that that is exactly what they want. Or to make sure that that is exactly who they need to be connecting with. And so I hear Spirit saying to be really grounded in yourself. Make sure that you stay balanced and taking care of yourself and putting yourself first, right? When you do that, you don't find that you jump into things without really doing due diligence and finding out about it, or you don't connect with people just off of the helm, just because it looks good or they look good or just because their resume looks good, right? You actually take the time to do the background work to find out everything about that situation or everything about that person, to make sure that this is someone that you want to connect with, right? The Three of Cups. And then also understand that I feel like Spirit is saying with the Nine of Cups, like most of what you need, like you already have. Your reason for going out and connecting is more along the lines of giving and sharing what you have already. Like you're not even really needing anything. If you take a look around, like you have everything that you need. You're in a position where you're, for who I'm talking to, you're really in a time of enjoying everything that you've worked for yourself. You're more in a position to be of help than need help. And so understand that you are the blessing, right? You are the blessing. There's no need to go out and beg for anything or plead, right, for anyone, right? What else? The Two of Cups. Connecting with people that are on your level, on your frequency, are able to connect with you and see from your point of view. With the Queen of Swords. So the Two of Cups and the Queen of Swords is being very tapped in, very choosy, being in the know, right? The Queen of Swords is very assertive in that she knows what she wants, whether or not it would work out, whether or not it would be good for her. She's very informed. She's strategic. She has her stuff together. She carries this very assertive energy, almost to the point where she can be a little intimidating for those that don't know what they want or who they are, right? She carries that kind of energy. And so I feel like Spirit is saying, like, be aware and know what you know. Know who you are, right? And don't back down on that. Just because somebody doesn't necessarily fully agree, like with what it is that you've been given to do, don't allow them to step in and knock you off course. Right? With the Strength, I feel like everything that you have gone to up to this point, I feel like it's very well prepared you for where you are right now. And it's very in alignment with where you are right now. And so you know better than anybody else. And so stand on that, is what I hear Spirit saying. Stand on that. Yeah. And keep moving towards it. Keep working on it, whatever that is for you. What else is in the advice? We have the Six of Wands, which brings in good energy, very confident energy. With the High Priestess, the Six of Wands with the High Priestess. So yeah, again, be confident. Be confident in who you are. Be confident in what it is that you know. Be confident in where you're being led. Stay connected to yourself and to your higher source. Stay informed. And then we have the Two of Pentacles and the Six of Swords. I don't feel like you need a lot. For who I'm talking to, that's why I feel like the pressure is getting worse, right? That's why the pressure is so great at this point, because you are very much on point. You're very much in alignment with where you're supposed to be. I can't help but think of, I don't know why Tyler Perry is coming to mind, but he has, as I noticed, like in, you know, the times, the whatever news would come across, you know, the channels right now. Over the past few years, he's been in a great deal of controversy, like for some of his decisions, for some of his ways of relaying his messages across. Like he's been the target, like, of so many, you know, and that's coming to mind because I feel like Spirit is saying you have to believe in the connection that you have, not only with yourself, but with your source, with your divine connection. And what you are being called to do is actually what you need to be doing, right? Even though people may not agree. And then as I look at Tyler, it's not, I don't think it's about the success that he's attained. I think it's more about the fulfillment of doing what he believed was in his heart to do, what he came here to do. Even in times where he was homeless, you know, that vision that he had for the world, to be able to touch the world in a special way, is what kept him getting up every day. On the days where he didn't even, you know, have enough to get through the day, he probably had to go and borrow, or, you know, whatever he needed to do, take out loans or whatever, you know, play several roles, you know, whatever he needed to do. That's, that vision is what motivated him and kept him going. And now that he's reached, and people were fine with him, you know, when he was struggling, and, you know, when he was pinching pennies to make it by. But the moment he reached success, the moment he got close, I don't know if he's reached it yet, because I don't know what his ideal of success or completion is, but now that he's close to it, from what we can see, outward looking in, now the pressure gets worse. Now all of the fiery darts start to come at him, and now all the criticism starts to overpour with what he's doing now. You know, it was crickets when he was struggling, when he wasn't doing nothing, when he wasn't making an impact. But now that he's making an impact, now that he has created a presence on a grander scale for a larger community, for a larger group, the attack has become greater, right? In that same way, I hear Spirit saying that. But you have to know what you've been called to do. And you have to keep that fire burning to do that, no matter who comes against you, no matter what is thrown at you, no matter who tries to stop you or go against what it is that you see for yourself or what it is that you believe you've been called to do. We all have a mission. I believe we all have a purpose. We all have a mission. Do we ever reach it? I don't know. Maybe we do. I don't know. All I know is what I've been called to do and where I'm being led. And so for who this is resonating with, that's what you have to attune your ear to. What you've been called to and where you are being led, right? It really has very little to do with anyone outside of yourself. The only thing that you have the responsibility when it comes to who's outside of yourself is what you've been given to do, right? It's your purpose, what you've been given to give and share and do, right? Anything else is all up to you. It's all up to you. And so I feel like for whoever this is resonating with, you could be experiencing a level of that, a level of this sense of resistance or pressure in that way. But the advice is just to keep going and keep doing what you are being led to do and what you've been given to do. And just like Tyler Perry, who never gave up, never succumbed to the criticism. Even now, you know, he's still doing what he feels like he's been called to do. And he let the naysayers be naysayers and just sit on the sidelines and just look. Because while they are preoccupied with what you're doing, they're off focus and not in alignment with what they've been called to do, which is the unfortunate part, right? But that ain't none of your business. So carry on and keep doing what you've been given to do is what I hear Spirit saying. Keep moving away from things that would try to present, you know, confusion and discouragement. And so for whoever this is resonating with, I hope this was a little bit of encouragement. I know it's a little lengthy, but y'all know I'm long-winded. I love to go deep, and so I always look for more than what it is that I've been given, because I like to do that. So this is the message that I got today, and so I know it's a little different than the normal messages that I've been given, but as I said, Spirit many times will drop words in my spirit, and I feel like, especially when they linger, right? Out of nowhere, he'll just drop words, or not he, she, it, right? Source, Spirit, Creator, God, Allah, right? Will just drop words in my spirit, and sometimes those words linger and they make an impression on my spirit. And this was one of those times. Sometimes I don't take the time to stop and divulge and look into it. Well, this time I did. And so maybe that was for someone out there. Maybe a little bit of encouragement to keep going, to keep doing what you're doing. It's very purposeful. It is called, it is needed, and I feel like overall right now we're in a time of a great transition that's happening. Things seem very heavy right now. I've heard a lot of people complaining about this heaviness that they're feeling is because the world as we know it is transitioning. The systems as we know it are transitioning. And so that's the heaviness that we're feeling. It's that movement, that state of being from one to the other. And so, but in the process of all of that that's happening, we still have to do what we have been called to do, right? We're moving with it. And so whatever that is, be encouraged and hold up the banner, just keep going. It's going to be okay. And keep your ear to the wall, listening to spirit, being guided and led, and everything is going to work out exactly the way it's supposed to, right? Don't be afraid when things get tense and the pressure gets greater. Just push harder, speak a little louder, go a little stronger, right? Do a little bit more. And watch and see, don't everything turn out okay? And so thank you so much for stopping by. I hope this was encouraging for someone that needed to hear it. Again, my name is Letty. Letty Speaks is this channel, also known as Sunfire 369, a child of the sun, right? Energized, sparked, inspired by the fire at every single stage of completion, the 3, the 6, and the 9. And here we go. So if you like the content, like, share, and if you haven't subscribed, please do click the subscribe button down below. I also have my calendar that's open, and I would love to schedule a session with you. If you feel inclined to do so, just click on that little link down there and choose a time. If you want to support the channel, you can actually send over a donation. All forms of love are welcome, right? You just being here is inspiring as well. And so thank you for stopping by. Until next time, take care of yourself and stay on the wall. Bye.